Okay, so welcome to season 18 of Finex School. This is our data analytics with Excel and Power BI training. Now, what we've done is that every quarter we organize these training sessions. The base case is to show you how to analyze data using Excel and Power BI. But beyond that, there are a lot of things that are new. So, example, last season, we covered how to use ChatGPT, Copilot, to give us a bit of leverage when it comes to analyzing data. This season, what we want to focus on is the new feature in Microsoft Excel, that is Python in Excel. And I don't want you to panic because people think when you hear Python, there's a bit of coding and all that. Pretty simple. If you see how these tools are evolving, they are all running on prompts, right? So we'll talk about how Python in Excel will save us some time when we are analyzing data. We'll talk about Copilot. Copilot is Microsoft's generative AI, right? So for those who are using Microsoft 365, Excel, PowerPoint, and all those, and you see Copilot, look at it like Microsoft's own ChatGPT, allowing you to analyze data, create PowerPoint slides, drafts in Word, if you can even summarize your Outlook emails and all that. That's the future. So we want to not just focus on data analytics with Excel and Power BI, but look at trends, how AI and Copilot and some of these tools are changing the way we are working. In fact, it's not making it more difficult, it's rather making it simpler. But the focus is that when we meet like this, it is important that you get the right foundation. Because if you don't know, first of all, how to properly structure data, you cannot even give the right prompts to help you in your analysis, right? So we make no assumptions. We are assuming that everybody is new, nobody's an expert. This is a beginner all the way to, if you like, an advanced class, right? We start with a blank Excel workbook, a blank Power BI report, and then make sure that at the end of the day, you are clear on what you are signing up for. What we normally do during this orientation is to introduce you to the modules, how we learn. Then we take your questions. The first class will start after today, right? So today is taken like an open forum where, because people are not clear on what Power Query is, what Copilot is, what Power BI is, and those extra things that we are bringing. That is the focus for this orientation. I'll take your questions in between, so you can note your questions as we go. So the first part of this presentation is to introduce Finex Skills Hub to you, who we are, what we have been doing. Then we will go into the modules. We'll do a bit of practice. So for those who bought your laptops, we'll do a little warm-up. And then later, we'll go through the logistics, how we are going to learn, and then we'll conclude with your Q&A. It should take maximum 2 hours, and then we are done. Okay. So, as I mentioned, we'll talk about Finex Skills Hub, our history, our vision and mission. We'll discuss what's new in this particular season. You'll meet the team, and then we'll go into the agenda. So this first part is a quick introduction to Finex Skills Hub. Okay, so about us. We call ourselves a digital skills training hub. What we have decided to do is, I keep saying this, that when we were in the universities, I think our preoccupation was our first class and second class upper. That was our focus. So, no, so those who had no one to, that was the objective. But the point is that when we get out of school, then you are set up, you have your laptop, and then you start working. You realize that there's a little gap. The tools that you are using, unfortunately, we didn't pay attention to them. So basic tools like Microsoft Excel, people are struggling. PowerPoint presentations, people are struggling. Now AI is all over the place. If you are not using AI, you are likely going to be replaced. If you're not going to be replaced, a colleague who is using AI is going to get the better of you, right? So what we have decided to do as Finex Skills Hub is that we are continuously researching, looking at ways to make work easier at the office, right? So we started as an Excel community. We train in Microsoft Excel, we train in financial modeling, we train in business presentations with PowerPoint. It's a growing list, right? So we've done 2 seasons of AI already. We introduced AI Copilots last quarter. This first quarter, we did AI. So it's a growing list of all the things that we think can help you work smart, get promotion, and then add a bit more value to the work that you do. So Microsoft Office tools, business intelligence and data analytics, financial modeling. Finex Skills Hub is an approved training provider of the Financial Modeling Institute in Canada. We have trained almost 40 advanced financial modelers. We are still growing. In fact, because of the evolution of business intelligence and data analytics, we took a pause on financial modeling for a while, but it's something that we'll come back to. This season, we want to do SQL as part of the list in the last quarter. In the third quarter, we also want to do PL300. PL300 is Microsoft certification for those who want to get global certificates in Microsoft Power BI, right? So the agenda for this year is that after this cohort, we'll do PL300 and then SQL in the fourth quarter. So that is about us. We are a digital skills training hub. Now, why do you have to choose Finex? Well, there are a lot of similar organizations. In fact, we work with them, but we have our reasons. We have reasons why people always come to Finex. One, our training sessions are workshop styled. So what we mean is that for those who have been here before, in fact, most of them are on the call. This is not a training session where you come and listen to a lecture. You come with your laptop, you practice, you'll be given assignments. In fact, before you even get your certificate, you will do a capstone. A capstone is a project that will be given to you. Okay, so ours is a lot of hands-on practice, so that at the end of the day, you are able to defend the fact that you passed through here. Okay, all our facilitators, 8 of us, we've gone through the mill. So we are all advanced financial modelers. We have attempted all the exams that we want you to attempt. So it's not as if that we are detached. Okay, so all our facilitators are certified. Then what we intentionally do is that we always try and blend students, workers, to make the learning experience a bit more enjoyable. You know, the Gen Zs, they have a different way of learning. For the people in the 80s, you have a different, but normally, if you blend the two, okay, we have a very rich experience. So usually what we do is that we have a community at the University of Ghana Business School. We normally give scholarships for students to join us, and then you are able to also tap into how they learn. They, on the other side, would also tap into our work experience, okay? Normally, when we come to class, we don't have a case study. We normally develop the case study based on the profile of the class. So 2 seasons ago, we had a class that had 5 pharmacists. So we had to change the case study to suit. But we normally take case studies that everybody can identify with. Okay, so that is another reason. We give you flexible online and in-person schedules. So for those who signed up, you notice that you are here at East Legon right now. There are some who are online. We appreciate that sometimes you can come in person, sometimes you can go online. What we've done is that the class that you are looking at is the same class that is being streamed. Okay, so in case you are online and you want to come in person, you are at the same pace. If there's a reason you can't come in person, you want to join online too, you are at the same pace. You are all going to be admitted to a Google Classroom where the lessons that we create, now I'm underlining the word create. I encourage all of us to come to class because we'll create the content together. We'll make this content available as a playback video. You have access to it for a lifetime so that you can always go back and then make references. Okay, so that is how we've done this in the last almost 5 years. It has worked. This is our 18th edition. Okay. Then I've already mentioned this. So beyond the Google Classroom, for those who go through the process, if you finish and then you finish your capstone, we admit you to our alumni WhatsApp group. People always ask me, would I get jobs when I'm done? That alumni group, always we are posting jobs. People are there, they will verify. Because because of what Finex does, people come through us to look for candidates. So we share jobs. As long as you are prepared, most likely you will get one of these jobs. But apart from the jobs, our WhatsApp group is very active because there's continuous learning. We discuss national issues and relate what we learn to some of these topics. So hopefully these are good reasons why you should choose finance. Okay. Now, let's talk about our history. Like I mentioned, we started as an Excel community. So this black and white picture is one of our early pictures. The man looking at me at the first bench on the table is the one in the corner. It's called Kwame Ofosugide. Right? So in 2016, we used to meet at the University of Ghana Business School. No, a cons department rather. So by God's grace, we've grown from a community of 5, we went to an average of 50. Now we have trained at least students and workers combined over 1,000. We thank God for the progress. But this is how we started. So initially, the preoccupation was financial modeling and Excel. Then we gradually transitioned to add on. So that is our history. Our mission, our vision, and our goals. For our vision, we want to create an army. Thing is that finance thrives on referrals. In fact, we do our adverts, but the referrals are even more than the adverts. So a lot of you come because somebody said you should come. I see a lot of people nodding. So we want to create that big army of people who are using tools to work smart. If somebody is working smart at the office, we want to say that the person has passed through Finex, right? So the person is using AI well, building dashboards, using Power BI and all those things. We want the person to identify with us. So our vision is to create a global community of digitally savvy students and workers who are imparting office productivity with time-saving solutions, right? And to achieve this, we continuously strive to bridge that gap between academia and industry with hands-on digital training skills. I've covered this in the earlier slide. Now, how will we achieve this? Every year, our target is to train at least 400 people. We have these training sessions every quarter. An average of about 30 to 50 people sign up every quarter. So that at least is 200. Our student community adds up. We also have a pro bono project, I'll go into that, where we train people for free. So if you put all that together, it is possible that at the end of the year, we are adding about 400 people to our community. So that is for our vision, mission, and goals. If you just joined us, I am just introducing Finex Skills Hub. We'll go into why you are here very soon. Okay. Now, we have 3 pillars of our community. The first one is our pro bono project called Excel Our Girls. We are doing this in partnership with Think Thrice. It's an NGO that is advocating for girl empowerment. We've done 2 seasons of this. The first season, we did Excel and Python. The second season, we did app sheets, developing apps with Google data, Google Sheets. Okay, so data-driven apps. We've done this 2 seasons. We are looking for sponsorship. If you have any fund lying down, you can give it to us. We'll train the girls and then give you leverage. Okay, so this is Excel Our Girls. Then we also have our students in data analytics program. We run this at the University of Ghana Business School. In fact, we started this project in 2017. It's been very fruitful. We've seen the impact our training has had on these students. They go out there, they come back to us, they impact, right? So we are currently at the University of Ghana Business School, but the focus is to expand to more tertiary universities, institutions. One of the things that we want to do is, I get parents asking, what are you doing for children? So teenagers and those below 13, we are putting something together. We know if you catch them early, some of the kids these days are so brilliant. So we are putting something together for children as well. And then during their long vacation, we can bring them here and then introduce them to data analytics and AI early so that they can get on fire. Then our Finex School is the third pillar. This is what we are doing. We run this every quarter. This is our 18th edition, right? So here we normally run hands-on training for, if you like, the trending skill. So Excel, Power BI, AI, Copilot, and all that. So that is our community. Okay, so what's new this season? Why are we running this season using Python in Excel and then Power BI service? Now, I was demonstrating something to me before we started. Most people think of Excel as the Excel we were introduced to when we started working. When I started work at GT Bank, the first Excel I used was 2007. When somebody says I'm good at Excel, the person is basically trying to say that I am good at using Excel to do what I do. Are you with me?
Yes.
So working as a domestic operations officer then, how I used Excel was I used it to run fixed asset schedules, book loans, analyze ledgers, okay, calculate withholding tax templates and all those things. So if you ask me, are you good at Excel? I would say yes. But looking back, the only functions I used then were three. It was sum, if, and some ifs. Are you with me?
Yes.
So I want you to have an open mind because that Excel that you know has changed. Now, Microsoft 365 is able to do more than you can think of. Last year, they introduced Python in Excel. Think of all the things that Python can do. The charts it can create, the analysis it can do, correlation analysis, heat maps, and all those things. It is now possible to do them in Excel. Apart from Python in Excel, there are things like dynamic arrays, which is making our formula work easier. Copilot, as I mentioned, is the generative AI that is making things easier. There's Power Query, there's Power Pivot, there's DAX. So if you are going to use all these, and somebody tells you, do you know Excel, you pause before you answer. I hope you understand. That is what we are trying to do. Let people know that Excel has evolved, okay? So that you probably start thinking of getting the latest version to make your work easier, okay? So we'll talk about Copilot. We'll talk about Python in Excel. Then we'll also talk about Power BI service. For a while, those who have joined us, we have always been preoccupied with the Power BI desktop. This time around, we want to learn the Power BI desktop and add Power BI service because Microsoft is in a hurry. Microsoft wants to do a lot of the big data machine learning stuff quickly. So if you know Power BI desktop, it's time to move to Power BI service. That is the online version. There are a lot of things you can do there. When you do your work in Power BI, you can publish online for people to access. You can publish and embed in PowerPoint. You can publish in apps. All these are possible. A new platform called Fabric is now able to accommodate machine learning and big data, predictive models. So if you are able to get the foundation early, you will now learn how to collaborate with your team. So when you create your dashboard, instead of sending emails back and forth, you can invite your colleagues to what we call a workspace. They can collaborate and share in your work. Those are the things we want to talk about this season. But of course, like I said, we are going to start from scratch. So everybody who is new to this, you get a good foundation and then we'll add on. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. So that is what we are going to do this season. So meet the team. It's not only Bernard. So Finex, this is Bernard when I was younger. You have Osbert. Osbert is our man in charge of logistics and finance. He's an expert in project management. So if you have any job, you want somebody to help you manage back-to-back project management. He's an advanced financial modeler. Okay, he has an MBA as well. But if you see things in order, that is Osbert. He is the man behind the scenes. Okay. Then there's the Excel guy. Yes. So the Excel guy is Ferdinand. He's a Microsoft certified trainer, also an advanced financial modeler. He cooks Excel in the back, right? So for all the advanced formulas that you see, normally it is cooked at the back end and we present it at the front, right? So that is the Excel guy, right? Then there's Daniel. Daniel is also an advanced financial modeler. He's also a chartered accountant, also very good with Excel formulas. His specialty is in app sheets. So beyond Excel, he's able to also develop data-driven apps using Google Sheet data and all that, right? So that is Daniel. You meet them as we progress. You're asking where the ladies are. Okay, yeah. So that's Priscilla. So Priscilla is also an advanced financial modeler. She's an Azure data scientist, currently working as a software developer at CPG. So I normally do the Power BI class with Priscilla. You meet Priscilla. Then this is Ernest Abuaje. Ernest is currently chilling off at Atlanta, Georgia. He used to be at APSA Finance and Strategy, but he joins us online. So he's currently in the US, also an advanced financial modeler and a chartered Simon, whatever the full name is. So he's a chartered management accountant, yes. Then this is Na. Say hello to Na at the back. Okay. So Na is a financial modeler and valuation analyst, FMVA. For those who know that program, is a bit heavy on the financial modeling side, right? She's also into SQL. She's a sales analyst at Danex. So the thing is that your teachers are not book people. They are people who are working with the tools. So they come in occasionally to bring in what they have experienced. And we encourage you to also do the same. When we touch a topic, you bring what you are doing at the office so that we can relate to it. Okay. Then this is D Winger. So D Winger is also an advanced financial modeler, Microsoft Office specialist. He's a seasoned financial modeler consultant, actually. So he consults for the international firms when it comes to financial modeling projects. He's now a farmer, a big farmer. He's developed an app-driven farm. He's able to monitor the health of his animals and all those things. That's how he's applying his work. Okay, so that is the Winger. You see him as we progress. Then our baby last is Solis. So Solis is the youngest in the team. She's not a big madam. She now works at One Africa. It's a fintech firm. One Africa, yes. So she's there managing the numbers for them. So that is the team. I just wanted to introduce you to Finex. I hope you know us now. Thank you. Okay, now let's go to the agenda. So we are going to talk about data analytics, business intelligence. What is the difference? What are the career prospects? Why should I learn Excel? Why should I learn Power BI? You know, these are questions that are hanging on your heads when you come to the class for the first time. I keep saying that it's either something is chasing you or you are chasing something. Everybody here can identify one of the two. Okay, we'll talk about the modules. We are going to demo a little practice. Okay, you're not going to listen to me. We'll do a little demo. Then we'll talk about how we are going to learn. Okay, how we are going to use the Google Classroom and all that to make it easier for you to identify. Then we'll take your questions. Are we okay? So that is how we are going to do this morning. This orientation class will end hopefully latest by 11:30. That's depending on your questions. So this is the only thing we are doing today. Then next week, we'll start the Excel morning and then the Power BI afternoon. Is that okay? Okay. So I'll take your questions. Please note your questions. And then when I'm ready, I will come for them. Okay. So let's talk about business intelligence and data analytics. Business intelligence and data analytics. This part is always very important because the thing is that if you notice, almost every organization is moving towards apps and the internet. So in the past, banks were not this fluid when it comes to services online. Now every bank almost has an app. GRA, those times, before you could file your PAYE, you have to go queue 4 hours before they take your returns. But now GRA is online, portal, right? All these means that we are generating a lot of data. I hope you understand. The reason why data analytics is a big deal now is that all the business models are now evolving towards apps online. And in that process, data is easily accessible, which means that we are now looking for people who can give us insights easily. I've said that data analytics and BI is no more the preserve of IT. Gone were the days when you needed analysis, you call IT people to come and spool something and then give you the analysis. No. All the tools we are using, Power BI, Excel, Tableau, we don't call them self-service business intelligence tools. It means that you, the individual, you should be able to apply it to your work, whether you are in finance, whether you are in marketing, whether you are in health. Even the sports guys these days are using it heavily. So if you watch La Liga, every 5 minutes you see the heat map on the page. And those who are doing the betting too, you need the data analytics. Because without that, honestly speaking, if you learn data analytics, you are probably going to have better bets. Because you are able to have predictive models and then get the history of the matches and all those things. In fact, well, I don't do betting, but I've heard that some of the apps are now even able to do predictive models. In fact, they store the data and are able to give you like a run of all El Clasicos in the last 25 years to give you a sense. But the bottom line is, whether it's sports, business, health, we need insights. And we need the people who are able to give us that. Are you on the same page? Okay. So let's talk about BI and data analytics. We'll talk about the career path. We talk about the tools in Excel that would make it easier for us to analyze data. Then we'll talk about the tools in Power BI that will make it easier for us to analyze data. Then we'll discuss generally the impact of AI on BI. In this journey, I'm also going to demo how Python in Excel works, right? Then we'll start discussing how to get it on your Excel version. Does it make sense? Okay. So let's talk about BI. I hope by now, those who are taking notes, you know BI is business intelligence, right? And then data analytics is data analytics, right? Now, I asked this question the last season. This 86%, what do you think it means? What does it mean? What do you think this 86% means before I bring in the context? Something is increasing. Okay. You are on the good road. Yes, something is increasing. Yes.
Some 100% has reduced to 86.
Okay, you are reducing rather. Somebody is going up, you are reducing. Okay, it's fine. So the jobs that are getting automated, the jobs that are getting impacted by AI. Okay, if you look at the heading I've put in here, AI and information processing technologies are expected to transform 86% of all the things that we do at work. So pause. Think about the things you do at work. Right? When I was working, I used to go and take OPEX, operational expense forms. I will read it, I will post the debits and then the credits, and at the end of the month, I will reconcile and then generate a report for financial control. That process, thinking now, can easily be automated. Think about yours. If yours is even typing there, you're out of the game. I'm just saying, if yours is take this and type for me, Because you know now there are AI tools that can actually type as you dictate. In fact, beyond just typing and dictating, it can actually even draft concepts and reports. I want everybody to be conscious of this, that the world we are moving into, everybody is going to be impacted. But it shouldn't be in a panic mode. It should be, how do I leverage these tools to complement and add value to what I'm already doing? I hope you understand. So if you're a financial controller, start thinking, how do I use Copilot? How do I use ChatGPT? How do I use Python in Excel? Not just do normal charts, but to go the extra mile, to do, if you like, an interactive dashboard that automates the reporting process. Are you on the same page? So please, if you are in this group, information processing technology, in fact, a lot of the work we do are service related, especially for white collar jobs. If you are in that community, then start thinking of how to use AI to improve your work. I have this report here. The world. So this is the page that speaks to the demand for generative AI skills, right? If you look closely, you realize that it's picking up from 2023. I don't have 2025 data, but you can project and see where this is going, right? How are you working and not using these tools? How are you using Excel without Copilot? It is that awakening that I want us to get. Are you with me? So we'll discuss Copilots and all those things. Okay, so now that the message has gone home, clerical roles such as data entry, administrative assistants, cashiers, we all know they are all facing significant declines due to automation, right? Even trainers, last season I demonstrated Google AI Studio can now train you. You can share your screen and it will walk you through the steps. You can actually have a back-to-back conversation, ask questions, and it will get back to you, right? So we are all endangered species. But the earlier the better. Let's quickly adjust. And that's why we are here. Okay, now, what is business intelligence? Basically, business intelligence means that we are relying on data that has been generated now and in the past to get a sense of how we are behaving, how we are doing. Are you with me? So when we use current data or historical data, we dig in, we analyze to get insights, trends, and patterns. That is basically business intelligence, right? It is good for competition. So if you are competing with another organization, it is good to know how your sales are doing. Don't wait 3 months after end of the year before you put your financial report together. It's at that point you are determining whether you have a loss or profits. If your competitor has a dashboard that is already processing historical and present data, he has a comfortable lead. So I keep telling accountants and finance people that don't do financial reports only. Get a financial dashboard so that the data comes in on refresh and then you're able to see the bottom line before the year ends. Okay, so think of business intelligence as analyzing present and historical data to tell us what happened, and in some cases, why it happened. Are you with me? Okay, so now, when we know what happened and why what happened, we are able to take that as base case and go into the future, right? Predict, forecast, sort of control what is likely to happen in the future. So that is the part where data analytics comes in, right? The broader exercise of trying to use that base case you have established to get a sense of how the future is going to look like, okay? That is what we call data analytics. And here, I am not restricting this to Excel or Power BI. In fact, there are a lot of tools out there, okay? So we have Tableau, we have Sisense, we have ClickView, right? All these are smart data analytics tools that can help you get into the future if you give it a base case. Are we there? So if you're taking notes, BI and data analytics are both about understanding data, while BI helps businesses make better decisions by looking at past and current data. Data analytics goes beyond by finding patterns and making predictions using various methods. And thankfully, even in Excel now, because of Python in Excel, we could actually run Python in Excel predictive models right in Excel, right? So data analytics with Excel is now possible. Okay, now, so descriptive, diagnostic. Descriptive means we are trying to get into what happened. Diagnostic means we were trying to get into why it happened. Predictive is when we are trying to forecast or see what is likely to happen. And then prescriptive means we are trying to control or make possible what we want to happen in the future. Okay. So those are the 4 blocks. Now I'm using this because it's important we know what tool to use for this. I've said that in the past, we would have gone to Lebanon or Dubai or the people who did the software for us and tell them that we want the last 4 years sales trends. They will charge you extra and then give you the reports if you're not like in PDF. Okay, you're not even able to analyze it. The thing with some of these CRM and ERP systems is that they are so hardwired that sometimes you're not able to get the exact report you want. But if you have tools like Power BI, Tableau, Excel, and those things, you are your own master. You are able to turn the data inside out as you want. Does it make sense? So these are all the tools that we can use, at least as at June 2024. The reason we like Power BI is that, as you can see, this visual is comparing all the tools, the BI tools. Microsoft Power BI is in the comfortable lead, right? The most popular BI tools are Power BI and Tableau. But I can say that even for companies that are using Tableau, they are gradually moving to Power BI. Because you see, Microsoft is big. If you have Power BI, you can integrate back into Excel. You can go Azure. You can feed into Fabric and all those things. It gives you a lot of connections, right? So that is why for us, it's not as if I'm a Microsoft person, but I think in the market, learning Power BI, you won't be lost. But if you have capacity, you can add maybe Tableau or something like that. Are we on the same page? Okay. Now, let's talk about career path quickly. So for career path, I said that, please, you can add analyst to whatever you are doing now. You are a nurse. You can say you are a nursing analyst. You are a doctor. You say you are a health data analyst. Something like that, you know, because every role generates data. Are you with me? So in terms of the linear path, business analyst, data scientist, data engineer, setting up the system for us to get the data, database admin, all these are possibilities. Now, the truth is that in the world of work we are getting into, freelance, if you are good at all these things, you can run a consultancy job easily, right? And you are adding the 9 to 5 as backup for school fees. Are you on the same page? So please, don't just sit idle. Get these skills. They will make a difference. The worst is that you can even set up a YouTube channel and start teaching. Okay. Now, in terms of learning milestones, a good place to start is Microsoft Excel. Because in Excel, you will learn some of the basic concepts. How to store data. How to create summaries using pivot tables. The whole concept of data management makes sense when you start with Microsoft Excel, especially when you understand tables in Excel. It's the same concept you are taking to Power BI. Okay, so for those who are new, if you like, a good place to start is Excel. But if you are in a hurry, you can skip. Just that you may struggle a bit, but from my experience, the foundation I had in Excel was very useful. The ability to use what we call structured referencing. I'll show you that briefly. The ability to analyze data from a table without even physically seeing the table is a good skill when it comes to analyzing data, right? So starting with Excel is good. You can now transition to Power BI Fabric, okay, which will be a natural transition because in Power BI, it's able to handle a bit more data. The visuals are better, okay, and you are able to collaborate. That's a key word. So if you're in a finance team or marketing team, your reports can be shared with your colleagues easily. The same reports can be updated. You don't have to create different versions and all that. Right? So Power BI will be a good add-on. Then SQL or SQL. Why is it important? Because most companies store their data on cloud servers securely, right? To get the data to work with, you need to be able to bring the data using a script, right? So a bit of SQL helps, because if you are working with Power BI, Tableau, or even Excel, and the data is stored somewhere in the cloud, knowing SQL makes it easier for you to bring the data easily. That's why sometimes in the job description, they mention some of these things, okay? Then Python and R, we are going to talk about Python very soon. And then the AI tools. These ones are like the icing on the cake. But for my money, the first three will put you in a very good place. Are we good? Sure. Okay. So, please, I am done. You can now open your laptops and let's do a little exercise. Online, are you with me? Online, are you there? Okay, thumbs up. Thank you.
We're here.
Fantastic. Okay, now.
Yes, we are here.
Fantastic. We are going to do a little exercise. This question, when somebody says, I am an Excel expert, even me, I ran away from that tag. So, because if you see how Excel came about, you realize that it's not one person who created that tool, right? From VisiCalc to Lotus 123 to the Gates Microsoft, so to the one that we have now, the modern one, right? If you say that you're an expert, then you really are a guru. Our focus today is to see how we can use Excel to analyze data. I'm going to go through 10 features that we use to analyze data in Excel. When I'm done, you mark yourself. Are you with me? Okay, so let's start. The first one, how many of you have used Excel tables before? Okay, so take. So that's one. So 1/10, right? Okay. So that's 1/10. How many of you have used Power Query before? So add, you do 0. So 1, 0. Okay. Then when I'm done, you put it together and then we'll use it to put you on the scale. Number 3, how many of you have used dynamic arrays? I'm making progress, eh? Somebody will say, you know, when you start like, what is dynamic arrays, then there's a problem. But it's fine. That's why we are here. Don't panic. Oh, we are running negatives already. Yes. Don't worry. So dynamic arrays. 4, power pivots. I know some people who score 4/4. Oh, yeah, there are all students who score 4/4. Pivot tables. This one there. Yes. Yay. Or that 1 to 0. Okay. Pivot tables. Yes. Online. Is there a question? Okay. 6, DAX. Data analysis expressions. All these are in Excel. Yeah. Data analysis. And they are very easy. It's not to intimidate you. But when I demoed them, you said, seriously? So I was doing it the hard way. That's basically what I'm trying to achieve here. These tools are very easy to use. But I want you to know they exist and what they do. Okay? 7, cube functions. 8, charts and slices. This one, give yourself 1, even if you have inserted a bar chart before.
Okay, I'll take 1.
You take 1. Okay. Copilot. Okay. And then finally, Python in Excel. This list is not exhaustive. It's not the final list. It's growing. But if you want to actually understand the ins and outs of analyzing data in Excel, I'll come to Power BI. An understanding of these pillars helps because they all play different roles in helping us get insights from data. These are on the same page. Let me do a random. What was your score?
1/10.
Oh, 1/10. 1/10. 1/10. Wow. Okay. Online, please improve the weather. It's looking very one-ish here.
4/10.
4/10. Okay. Do we have a 6/10? Sorry, I can't see your thumbs up. So if you can speak up briefly for me. Joel is a 6/10. Understandable. 3/10. Okay. Okay. Now, please go online and then type in this bit.ly in the URL /S18DEMO. So let me demonstrate. Write it somewhere. bit.ly /S18 demo. Those who are in person, I'll put the password top right corner of the whiteboard. Apart from Finex Atel, all other connections starting with Finex, you can use that password. Finex or Finex extension. So BOB, use that password. Those at home, please connect to your hotspot. If you are here, you can hotspot and then move quickly. This will give you a workbook. We want to do a little demonstration how these tools work. Okay, so that you get a sense of the journey. Right. So please quickly let's use that workbook and then create something. So I'm going to use that workbook to show you quickly Python in Excel, Copilot, dynamic arrays, power pivots, pivot tables. I'll skip maybe 6, 7, and 8. But let's go through 1 to 5 and then 9 and 10. Okay. So bit.ly, this is case sensitive, so watch the case. S season 18, that's S18 demo, right? So put it in the URL and then press enter. You should get an Excel workbook downloaded. Has it happened? Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to switch. It's an orientation class, but I want us to get hands-on. You have heard of Python in Excel. How does it work? You've heard about Copilot. How does it work? You've heard about dynamic arrays. How does it work? Right? So like I said, we are going to start from scratch. We'll make no assumptions. No assumptions. So what are you're fine. It's not an expert class. So don't be intimidated. By the time you are done, you need to analyze data. Right. Okay, I'm switching to my sheet. Please confirm if this is the data you have. Good. So the data you have should start with register. And then it should be followed by January, February, March, and April. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to start from beginner. Yes.
How can I get a web?
So I said, open your browser.
Okay.
And then type in this link or this URL, bit.ly bit.ly.
So you type it inside the browser, right?
Inside the URL, yes, where you put the address.
Okay.
So bit.ly. So now I can paste it in the classroom for those. Okay. So please, in the first two stages, you go along with me. Then I will abandon you at a point because of time. Then later in class, we take our time and then dig into the Python in Excel, how we approach it and all that. Is that okay? But let's do at least the first three together. Now, this is data, structured data. If you're a data analyst, you are in here for insights. So you have to wear a data analyst lens. When you wear that lens, there are two things you're asking yourself. What can I measure? When I say measure, it means what can you calculate? Okay? And the second question is, when I finish measuring or calculating, how would I break it down to provide context and insights? If you're a data analyst, you ask yourself those questions, you are in a good place. Are you with me? So if I give you sales, something that you can measure will be like the cost or the price you sold the goods. Are you with me? I can sum all the prices or the sales that I made. That is a measure, right? Then I can break it down by location, branch, by product, or even by time, comparing it sales for April to March. That's how we start. Are you with me? So any data that is given to you, the first question you ask yourself is, what am I measuring? What am I breaking it down with to provide context? If you don't know your data, you can't analyze it. So the question I'm asking is, what is this data about? I'm not providing any context, but just look at the fields. Normally for structured data, you get the profile of the data by just looking at the fields or columns. Are you with me? So look at it by column and then ask yourself, what is this speaking to? Which industry is it? Are you getting the idea? At least for starters, I know it's not sports. If it was sports, I would see Massa. So what do you think the data is about? Staff data. And then their bank details. So see, what you should do is that even though you see bank details, where's the bank details? That's this one. Put it in context. Don't isolate the column. The bank details is doing what? It is collecting, it's part of the data collected on staff. Are we on the same page? So the starting point is, I said this last season, we do something we call EDA, exploratory data analysis, right? Just a glance. What is the data about? You need that because if you don't get that right, you will tell the wrong story. Are you with me? Okay. Python can do this, I'll show you. But let's take it from scratch. First item there was a table. Please, why do we use tables in Excel? We use tables because when we want to analyze the data, normally what we will do is that we'll take our mouse and then we'll do, you know that thing, and then we go all the way down, like it's 1 million rows. When you land and then you calculate and I tell you come back, you can't do the same thing. You are burning fuel. Are you with me? But if you collect the data and you put it in a structured object, it's called a table. You don't have to worry about where the data even ends. You just give it a name and then you proceed with your analysis. Does it make sense? Yeah. You will learn this in topic 1, but let's see how it works. To insert a table, all you need to do is, because it's a structured data, you can stand in a single cell. Are you with me? So stand in any single cell. Any single cell. All students, this is a recap. So pardon me, we'll progress gradually. So stand in any cell, and then go to insert. You see the advantage of tables very soon. So if I get data and the data is structured, when I say structured, it means that every column is clearly identified with a header. Okay. I come and then I insert a table. Do you see insert table? You see insert table. This is a table. The table in Word is different from the table in Excel. So in Excel, we insert a table. So go ahead and click insert table. Are you there? Now, do you see it's attempting to scan? It gives you this dialog box. Have you seen that? It also confirms that your table has headers. Are you there? Okay. Now go ahead and click OK. Something has changed, right? Sure. It's not the color. It is the fact that a new structure has been added to your data. Right? We'll go into that. So you now see that there's table design. Do you see table design? Please, can you all see table design? Click on the table design and let's give this a name. Let's call this, you see table name here to the far left. If you click on table design, have you clicked on table design? Right? To the far left, you see something called table name. You see it? Okay. It is currently showing table 1. Can you see table 1? You can use the name table 1, but it doesn't make sense because you may have different tables. So you normally give it a name that can help you relate to the content. Does it make sense? So step in table 1 and then register. Type register. That is the name we are giving it. Because you said it's staff records. So let's name it register. You can name it staff. You can name it. Are we there? So the reason tables are important is that after doing this online, is there a question?
Yes. I was having a network issue. I just exported the data.
Okay.
To Excel. Yes. So can we?
Have you opened the data?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So go to insert.
Insert. Okay.
And then you see table there.
Table. Yes.
Click on it.
I've done that.
And then click OK.
Okay.
And I'm saying that under table design, you see a new tab. Please, we'll go into this. Today is not like learning, but because you are here, and then when you go, you say you did something. We'll do this properly next week. So don't panic if something happens. Table design, are we here? And then under table name, put in register. Right, are we here? Why do we do this? In Power BI, in Tableau, in SQL, most of the BI tools, tables is non-negotiable. Are you with me? Table is like the basic unit, the platform you are using to store data. From tables, you get your fields or your columns. In this platform, you don't use mouse to select data. Are you with me? So if you get already used to not using mouse to select data for workings, you are in a good place. I hope you understand. Now, when you come to column P or Q, come and stand in P or Q. I'll explain why I am jumping some columns next week. So after naming the table register, come to column P or Q? Are we there? Now, let's say if you look at the table, which field can you measure? In simple English, which field can you run a calculation on?
D.
Mention it by the name of the column.
H.
Age. Are we there? Age. We can easily aggregate age. Average. Right? I mean, you can't sum age. I don't know what you're going to do with it. Okay. But we can average age. Right? But technically, every other column too has a basic aggregation. Even if it's text, you can count. Right? So normally with value columns, beyond count, you can do extra. Like sum, average, mean, standard deviation, and all those things. Does it make
Hello.
sense? Yes, madam.
Yes. The age is 10. That's their 10 number. And how are you going to find average of a 10 number?
She had H.
Yo. Please, we said age. A-G-E. Column B.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. So it's age. As for 10 number, you can average 10 number.
Yes.
I agree with you. It's age. Column D.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So column D is what we are averaging, right? But I'm saying that when it comes to measurements, every field lends itself to basic counting. But the value fields go the extra for sum, max, min. I hope you understand. So back to what I said. What can I measure? What can I break it down by? Right? Value we can measure. Every other is called a categorical column. It provides context. Right? So every other, like name, department, those ones, we call them attributes or categories. Are you good? So we measure value fields, we provide context or breakdown with attributes. Now, let's quickly do average age. Can you do average age without touching the mouse? When you do that, you know you have arrived. Can you calculate average age without touching your mouse? Leslie says yes, because he's been here before. Okay, let's progress. Now, you will learn this next week, but the idea is that after naming a table, put in an equal sign. So do an equal sign. Are we there? What is the name of the table?
Register.
What is the name of the table? Register. Collins. When you call register, have you seen that's popped up? Have you seen register has popped up? Now, when you see register, you can type it fully, or you can scroll down and highlight it in blue. Are you with me? What is important is that it's in blue. When it's in blue, you tap. Use the tab key. You use the tab key to select. I hope you understand. This is how we are going to work in the next 5
Please,
seconds.
you are not getting it too.
Which one?
The register hasn't popped up.
Okay.
Yes.
If it hasn't popped up, 2 things has happened. 2 things.
Okay.
Either you didn't name it well, and the table design, table name.
Yeah, that's right.
Go to table design and then go to table name. Tell me what you have there.
Okay, please, I'm coming. Okay, so when I went to table, the design changed. And table design, where should I go?
Go to the
Header.
far left. Go to the far left. So table design far left.
Okay.
See where my mouse is.
Please, where is it?
Okay. So click on table design.
Yes, I'm there.
Then come to the far left of your ribbon.
Okay.
You see table name.
Table name. Yes, yes.
What do you have under table name?
Table.
Okay. Change table and type register there and press enter.
Oh, okay.
And then quickly join us.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Okay. So because it's a demo class, it's like a relay. Normally, I don't leave people behind in class.
Okay, so I've entered. That's
Okay,
all.
now come and let's do this. So equal to,
All right.
come to P, whatever cell,
Yes, I'm
and
there.
let's press. So now type equal to register.
Okay.
You should see it now.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Back on the road. Let's go.
Yep.
Tab. So hit the tab. Please have you hit the tab key? What has happened when you press the tab key? It called the register, but visually you saw that an area has been highlighted in blue. Did you see
Yes.
that? So
Yes.
that's how we are working. We are working by name, not by mouse touch. Are you with me? So when I do equal to register, even if I'm not in the worksheet, I know that a certain data set has been highlighted. I hope you understand. Now, I need a column in that register called age. Are you with me? To bring that age, I have to add a square bracket. So square bracket is after letter P. So type square bracket right after the register. Square bracket is the box bracket after letter P. What do you see? It drops down the names and all that. You see that? So this is how, beyond selecting the table, we select the columns. I hope you understand. So the same thing, we come to age tab. Okay. And then you close the square brackets. Are we there? Now, what has happened is that this time around, I'm now focusing on this. Okay. Then at this point, I can do any aggregation I want to do on this column. So example, average, sum. You get an
Bernard,
idea?
online version, we can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't?
I can.
I can too.
Yeah.
I can see.
I can.
Okay. It appears you're in the minority.
I can.
They all say they can, so please check the electricity in the area. If it's flowing well, you should be fine. Okay, please, this is not lesson 1. This is demo 1. I want you to get something. In Finex, there's a way we do things. If you see somebody do things in a particular way, you know that he's led under 8 people who have put their heads together. Are you with me? So register and age is called structured referencing. If you don't learn anything in this class, structured referencing is what you should learn, because we use it in Power BI, right? Even when we go to Python, it was. Are we good? Okay. Now, what it means is that if you are able to reference this, I can put average right after the equal sign and then do my average. Press escape and let's do this from scratch. Press escape. So now that you understand this, let's do a full formula, right? Equal to average. So type average is this. And you learn that in Finex, you don't use the mouse to double click. Equal to average. When you see it in blue, what do? You tap. Okay? You tap to select. Are we there? What is the name of the table? Register. That's how we are doing it. So register, tap. Are we there? Are we there? What's my next move? We select the column using what? The square brackets. Are we there?
Yes.
Then I'll take age. Are we there?
Yes.
Then we close our square brackets. Are we there?
Yes.
Then you can close your final bracket for average. So like I said, the 10 things I showed you, they are not to intimidate you. They are to show you an easier way to do things. Compare this to the mouse thing that you have been doing. Are you with me? The advantage with this is that I can even do this in another sheet without physically looking at the data. Are you there? Okay. So this, we are going to do this as topic 1, tables and structured referencing, because if you don't master that, you struggle. Okay. Now Now, at this point, please go into observer mode. We are going to learn Power Query. I'm quickly going to demo Power Query, Power Pivot, dynamic arrays, and then Python in Excel and Copilot. I think it's a French keyboard, so you can help here. Okay. Yes, so please, for the rest, observe. I want you to see so that we can use the time well. Okay. So you know what? You know tables now, right? For those who have 0, add 1. Okay. Now let's talk about Power Query. What is Power Query? Power Query is what we call an ETL. Extract, transform, and load. We use it to transform data. If data is in any form, it's bad, the layout is not good, we can use it to change the form and shape, and then give it a new name and baptize it. I hope you understand. Yeah. So let's look at an example. Apart from the register, there's January, February, March, April. The story here is that this is HR data. HR has database of staff. And then every month, HR pays, runs a payroll. So if you look at January's data, you realize that it starts with the employee ID. Have you seen that? And then normally when you see this, what does it mean? When you see a column called dates, and then the numbers are showing 4, 5, 6, 8, 2. What does it mean? If you download data from your ERP, dates will normally be rendered like this. Right? So if you want to convert into a date, it's Control Shift hash. Don't worry about this. Right? So this is converting generic value to dates. Dates are numbers in Excel. It's calculated by the number of days since 1st January 1900. Right? So when you see 45,000, it means 45,000 something days since 1st January 1900. We'll go into that. But to understand this, this is payroll for January, payroll for February, payroll for March, payroll for April. Now, question is that you are helping HR. HR says, can you consolidate?
Please, have you shared this data with us?
Yes, madam. It's in the same workbook.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So January, February, March, April are the 4 months of payroll data. Please are you with me? These 4 months data have the same headers. Have you observed? Please, have you observed they have the same headers? They have the same headers, right? Now, to make it easier, what if we can combine the data? Combine means to consolidate January, February, March, April together. So that if you are doing any calculation, you don't have to do it 4 times. Does it make sense? This is a typical job for Power Query. Power Query can transform data, it can combine data, it can clean data. Right? You learn about it. To demo how it works, I'm going to convert the 4 data sets into tables. Then I'll show you how to use Power Query to combine. Are you with me? Okay, so we can observe. If you can also follow me fast, that'll be fine. But it's a demo, so I'll come to January. The shortcut for inserting tables is Control T. Earlier we did insert table, but you could do Control T. Okay, so let's name this January. Are you with me? Then I'll come and do this one, February. Control T. Like I said, don't worry if you're not able to follow. So I'll name this one February. Then I'll name this one March. So again, I'm just converting into tables. Why? Because even using Power Query will prefer the data as tables. Okay, so this is March. And then lastly, we have April. Please, are you with me? Are you with me? So I have January, February, March, and then April. Okay. Now, I'm going to combine the 4. I am going to use Power Query to do this. Power Query exists in Excel 2016 and above. So if you are using Excel 2016 and above, Power Query is available under Data. Are you with me? We'll talk about versions later. But if you don't have, don't panic. We'll talk about versions. So data, get data. I'm going to use what we call a blank query. Okay, so I'm going to use a blank query. Right? I'm still in my Excel workbook. This window you are looking at is called Power Query. I'm trying to use it to combine the 4 tables. Are you with me? In Power Query, I can issue a simple formula equal to Excel.current workbook. This simple formula, if I open and close and I press enter, you notice that it will bring all the tables that are in my workbook. Have you seen it? How many tables do you have so far? 5. Register plus the 4. Are you with me? So normally it will give you a list of the tables in the workbook. Now, because register is not the same as the 4, what I will do is that I'll find a way to eliminate register and then combine the ones that have the same structure. Because normally it makes sense to append when your columns are the same. Does it make sense? So I can come here and say that filter those that do not contain register. So I'll come here and say that don't add register to this compilation, and then click OK. So you realize that I now have January, February, March, and then April. Does it make sense? Later, you could also add something called, you see, when this table goes into the Excel workbook, it will create another table. If you get the name of that table, you have to come and exclude it from here as well. Because Power
Please,
Query,
where do we get the Power Query?
okay, you will find it under data. When I come back, I will show you. I'm now in
Okay,
the.
all right. Okay, that's fine.
Are you following? What I'm basically doing is that I have 4 tables. They have the same headers, right? I'm trying to combine January, February, March, and April. Register is an odd one. Why is register an odd one? You tell me. It doesn't have the same format. I hope you understand. So I've eliminated register, right? And I'm saying that when you run the table and it lands in Excel, it will create a set table. So later you can come and exclude that one, but don't worry about that. Okay. So I have January, February, March, April. Now, all I need to do is that I'll go to this icon, click on expand, okay? Uncheck this, and then click OK. Now, I have all the 4 months data in one. How sure are you? See, this is January. This is February. This is March. This is April. Are you with me? When I'm done, I can take this and load this as a new table. So it will come as query 1. Don't worry. That's why you are signing up. So if you're not seeing all the magic well, don't worry. I'll take my time. So I'm just showing you Power Query. It can transform data. So if you look at this green table has actually consolidated all the 4 months. April, February, January, and March. Are you with me? I'm saying that this query 1 has to be eliminated as well because we don't want it to reloop the combined data into the combination. So you can do that later. Does it make sense? Okay. Please add one more point to the. Is there a question, please? Okay.
Hello,
So,
thank you. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much indeed. If you don't have the Power Query in your tab, is it possible to add it? I know you said Excel from 2016, right? Comes with it, comes with the app.
Yes. Yes.
If you do not have, if you have an Excel that is not, that is like say below 2016 version, is it possible to add it? I know sometimes you can add some
Add-ins,
tabs
yes.
in the Excel.
Yes.
Add-ins, yes. Is it possible to add Power Query in there?
You can add Power Query to 2013 as an add-in. I will honestly not advise.
Okay.
Because even the 2016 is struggling to catch up.
Okay.
So
which one
if
is the preferred one? Yeah.
yes, so if you like, I will rather you go for a modern version because there are a lot of changes in there, right?
Okay.
I'll talk about versions and how to get them at the end of the class.
Okay.
So you don't worry if yours is not aligning. Yes. Okay, so we've learned about Power Query. Now let's talk about Power Pivot. But before that, dynamic arrays. Dynamic arrays. Dynamic arrays, right? Okay. Now, you see the process we just did. What did we do? We combined 4 tables into one. What if I tell you that I really don't need Power Query to even do this one? In fact, Power Query can do bigger jobs than just combining data. Okay. Now, let's open a new worksheet. Let's open a new worksheet. I've said, don't panic. Don't panic. I'm just serving the food in advance so that you know how Excel has evolved. By the end of May, you two will walk out with your chest out. That you can do all these things. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Let's talk about dynamic arrays. Dynamic arrays is a new set of functions. In fact, the engine of Excel changed in 2019. Right? I can do a calculation. Normally, when you do calculations in Excel, you press enter. It's one value, one cell. But now with dynamic arrays, I can get a huge table coming out of a single cell or a single formula. Let me put it that way. The same thing I did, I can do it with a function called vstack. Again, this is in M365, Microsoft 365. We'll talk about versions. Everybody will have at least a trial version of Microsoft 365. Right? We'll discuss that. Vstack is just a function that is used to stack data. You have January as a table, right? So I'm going to give it January, comma, February, comma, March, comma, April. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? If I press enter right now, that is your data. Somebody will ask, where is the header? No problem. The header is here. So I can put in so have you seen this? This is all the data that we just did. Okay, so employee data, this is dates from January, if you doubt, going all the way to February, to March, to April. Have you seen that? So with dynamic arrays, I didn't even have to engage Power Query. With just one function, I said, go and pick table, this table, that table, this table, that. Put them together. And then give me one combination. Does it make sense? So in this table, I now have 4 months in one. And all this was done with just one simple function called vstack. So again, we will explore dynamic arrays and how we can use it to analyze data. Are we good?
Question.
Please go ahead.
Comparing VStack with the Power Query, you know, Power Query sort of labeled the source of the data in the last column? Does VStack do that too?
We can generate it.
Okay.
We can generate it. But from what we did, we just did a generic combination. The way I added the column, the headers, we can also improvise the formula and let it add labels to the far end so they're able to distinguish. Does it make sense? Okay. Now let's come to yes.
Happens when the tables don't have the same, or must they always have the same headers?
Okay, good question. The question is, must the table always have the same headers? Yes, when you are appending. So in Excel, there are two ways to combine data: appending and merging. Appending means that I have tables that have the same headers. I want to bring them together. It means I'm stacking them under each other. That process, you need the same headers. Merging is where I have A, B, C in one, D, E, F in the other. I want A, B, C, D, E, F. That is merging. Left and right come together. So the answer to the question, it depends on how we are combining. But appending, all the columns have to be the same. Does it make sense? Yes.
So when you use the VStack to put together all the stuff, it just brings them back as that. So how do you get put them in that asset? There's something like you just did. I think I know that.
Okay, so the step is that normally, let me step back. When I did a VStack, in a table setting, when you refer to a table, the initial scan is the content of the data, right? So if I did equal to January like this, it will spill the content of the data. But there are other parts of the data, like the header, the total row, and those things. That one is listed as part of the square bracket drop down that we did. So when we did a square bracket, you saw the fields come up. Something like the header is listed here. All, right? So if I add all to this, it means that give me the headers plus the content. Does it make sense? So what I did was that for one of the tables, because the headers are the same, I said, okay, let January headers be added. So I just added the all parts to this, and then when I press enter, you see that it comes up. So for the previous question, we could also use a modification of the formula to generate a new column. In fact, because of time, even in this state, I can modify the formula to group or summarize like a pivot table. But let's skip that. Let me go to Python. Right. At least add this one. What do you have now? You have two. Okay. Now, last year, Microsoft introduced Python in Excel. Big deal. Don't think of Python as the coding Python, please. You can code. I'll show you how to code. But the way they've done it, with just prompts, you can get your data easily analyzed. That feature is sponsored by something called Copilot. If you have Microsoft 365, Copilot is available to you. So for most of our community members, we have a way of getting you to sign up for my Copilot. 5 people can come together and buy the license and share. I'll discuss that later. Now here's the thing. This is data. Excel sees as data. Are you with me? If I collect this data, I've highlighted it. And then this is Copilot. Have you seen Copilot? This is the generative AI for Excel. It can calculate formulas, it can analyze, it can conditional formats, everything can be done with a prompt. And the evolution is very fluid. It's doing a lot of things now. The next 5 years, I think it may be able to do about 80% of the things that we manually do, including formula work. So if I click on Copilot right now, what will happen is that first I need to turn on autosave so that it saves it in the cloud. So I'm going to save this here. So it's saved. Okay. Now it's going to scan the data and then give me some insights. So first, I can write a formula. I can create a set of charts. I can create a pivot table. All these with prompts. Are you with me? That's what I'm saying, that these things you are seeing are going to make your work easier. Imagine creating a pivot table with just a prompt. But this guy here, show data insights. This is what activates the Python libraries. So let's see what it does. Yes, question, please.
Yes. Is Copilot able to do visualization?
Yes, I'm going to show you right now. So you can see that even just at the first level, it is able to create some charts for me. I can actually insert this chart. Are you with me? Now, let's get deeper analysis using Python. Right? So I'm going to use this. You know, ChatGPT has deep search, and even Grok has deep think and those ones. So that's like second level. So let me activate this one. Now watch this. What's going to do is that it's going to convert that data and then create a data frame. Okay. Everything possible with that data that you want from your analysis, using the Python libraries, it will run it for you. Correlation, if there's a predictive model in the projection, everything. Are you with me? So when it is done, you realize that the typical questions that your boss will ask you on data, this thing can do it for you in just a prompt. Are you with me? So normally what I do is that for the initial exploratory data analysis, the EDA, I'll allow it to run, including sample statistics, right? In the first one, you can even add visualization. So you realize that it's now running section by section, the typical things that you answer from a data set. Does it make sense? So it is done. Now, it's still running. I wanted to show you the visualization part. So you don't have to do the hard work. You don't have to do the hard work at all. Once we are done, you realize that every section that it generated is actually useful for you, right? So, Charlie, the guy is on fire. Normally, I expect you to pause so that I continue. But it's like turning out. So I wanted to finish, and then we'll go into the visuals. So outliers, errors, correlation, all those things that you think the big guys do, is now possible in Excel. Regression analysis to explore relationships. All these are getting done. Okay. Now, when it is done, okay, so it's finishing up. Let me just click on this. By the way, because of time, what I basically did was that I created the finished version of this. Okay. I created the finished version of what it is doing. Okay. So you could prompt it to do any analysis that you are interested in. Are you on the same page? Yeah. This is the world of work now. With Copilot and Python,
Hello, is it just me or have
Yeah, I
lost?
think we've
No,
lost.
it's not just you. We've
Yeah.
lost him.
Yeah, me too. Also lost. I think it's network.
Hmm.
Online. I missed you briefly. Am I?
Yeah.
Yes. You are lost.
Don't be lost. Don't be lost. Don't be lost. It's a temporal glitch. The AI was too much for Telecel.
Is it a glitch?
Okay. Are we here? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I was trying to say is that we are going to learn the basics of Python in Excel. I've just showed you the easier one, where if you don't want to code, you don't want to do anything, just get the data ready, use Copilot, and let it run. Are we there? But you will learn how to use Python in Excel by yourself. How does it work? If you have Microsoft 365 under formulas, okay, under formulas, you see Python here. Okay. Again, I said I'll talk about versions. If you don't have it, don't worry. So the latest Excel version has an insert Python model. How does it work? So if I click on insert Python, what is happening is that I create a Python environment right in Excel. This one can connect to local data. It can also connect to external data. So I don't need VS Code to start coding. Even if you're not a code person, like I said, just commit it to a data frame and then ask your questions using Copilot. Are we there? Normally, when it happens like this, I can select this data, okay, and then commit it to the Python environment. When I press Control Enter, it will create something we call a data frame. The data frame basically stores the data. So if I come here, you see that it shows me a sample of the data here. Are we on the same page? So this is a sample of the data. I can now use all the basic Python calculations to run on this data frame right in Excel. Now let's do a little example. You know, normally when you create a data frame, you can name it. So let's call this flights. So I'm going to name this data frame flights, and then I'll press Control Enter. So my data frame is now called flights. A lot of R and L's in that sentence. My data frame is now called flights. Are we there? The same way we named a table called register. Do you remember? Okay. Now, what it means is that if I want to sum the total number of passengers we had, I can actually use a Python code to get this done. Right? So I can go insert Python. Here I'm doing a Python thing. Okay. So I'll go equal to flights, which is my data. My column, the column I want to sum is what? Passengers. So dot passengers. Are we there? Then I'll put in sum. Are we there? So Control Enter. Okay. Now I even have the spelling here is flights. Let me take this off. Okay. So I even have a Python editor to show me when I miss a syntax. So even if you are not a coding person, it would simply detect the error and tell you correct it. In fact, why do you even stress? ChatGPT is there, right? You can even copy and then paste. As long as the environment is created, you are fine. Now, this is 40363, the total passengers that we flew. Are we there? Beyond just summing, I could also ask it to even describe the data. So I can come here. So describe is normally a popular command. So Control Enter. Now, this output is called a series. A series means like different values. The good thing about Python in Excel is that when it gives you the Python output, you can switch for it to show you the Excel value. Have you seen this? So this is like summary statistics on the data. The count, the mean, the standard deviation, the 25, you see, all these things we can do right in Excel. Are we on the same page? The beautiful thing here is that maybe you don't want to even do coding at all, but you have seen some beautiful charts that are created in Seaborn. Seaborn is one of the visualization libraries in Python. You can go to the Seaborn gallery of charts. So here, when you go to seaborn.pydata.org, see all these beautiful charts, right? They are normally not in Excel. But if you want to wow your audience or your boss, and then do a chart that nobody has seen in the office before, all you need to do is come and select one from here. Now, all these Seaborn charts normally come with a script. Okay? You just have to understand the data and then replace the templates with what is in your data. And then in Excel, the chart will be created. Let me demo one. So let's create this heat map. I'll click on this heat map. We are trying to create this in Excel. Okay? So if I come here, the data set is accessible. In fact, what I've done is that it's the same data sets that I have created in Excel to make it easier. So I'm not a coding person. So I'm going to copy this. This is the script to create the charts in Excel. Are you with me? Okay. I'll come to Excel. Where were we? This one. And then initiate the Python environment. Okay. And then paste this here. Now, for some of the Seaborn templates, what it does is that it gives you the hash statements. The hash statements are descriptions to help you know what to do. The good thing about Python in Excel is that you know that normally you should import libraries before you do whatever you're supposed to do. Guess what? They've imported all the popular libraries, so you don't even have to worry about that. So I can delete this first part to make my template simple. Now, if you look closely, they said load the example flights dataset and convert to long form. So if you look here, the whole of this is the data frame, right? I'm going to replace this with flights, the one I just named. That's all I need to do. Every other thing will now be plotted automatically. So if I do this and then I press Control Enter, I now get an image. This image is a Python output. If I come and I convert this into an Excel value, I get this image file, right click, and then I'm going to, so if I come here, there's an image, picture in cell, create reference. This is my chart. Have you seen this? This is my chart. Now, here's where it gets better. The data communicates with your chart, right, in Excel. So example, if I change this to maybe 1,000, watch this. Okay, it recalculates and then re-plots the heat map. This is the future of Excel. And this is what we want to learn. Nothing heavy, just the basic, like give me the templates, let me fit in, you know, those basic things. So that you can open keys. Kwame will say. Okay, so this is the agenda for this season. How do we leverage Python? Not the heavy giddy stuff, but even the heavy giddy stuff, you can get it from ChatGPT, copy and paste them. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, quickly, let's go to Power BI, and then I'll take your questions. Okay, online, are you with me, please?
We are here, but it's fast.
Don't worry, it's because of time. So, pardon me, I want to quickly go through what you are supposed to learn, and then next week we'll take our time. I didn't intend for this to take more than 2 hours. So, pardon me, we'll close right now, and then we'll start properly next week, Saturday. Are we good? Okay.
Yeah,
So, please, those who had 4 over 10, 5 over 10.
We'll have this recording.
Oh, this is recorded.
Yeah, so we'll have it.
Yes. Okay, now let me proceed. So normally, when it comes to analyzing data in Excel, we have this process. We have this process. We store data in tables. You know tables now. Oh, you know tables now. We transform the data with Power Query. Are you with me? What do we use Power Query for? I just said the ETL, to do the ETL, right? So we transform the data and all that. Then I didn't talk about Power Pivot, but Power Pivot is to connect multiple data. In this case, then you know we had a register and payroll. Power Query will allow us to bring the 2 tables together and then analyze them as a data model. So you don't have to do VLOOKUP plenty and those things, right? So we'll create a data model with Power Pivot. Then we'll use DAX calculations. DAX calculations are simple calculations like sum, average, year to date, those ones. But we do them in the data model, right? Then we normally create pivot tables, use our charts and slices, and then we create a dashboard. That is the normal process. Are you with me? So in the next 5 Saturdays, we are going to build strong foundations in these tools. And then the icing on the cake is Copilot and Python. After you found your feet. So from next week, Saturday, God willing, it is 101. We all come with a blank Excel workbook. We are using the same HR data to do the learning. Please, are you with me? Okay. Please note your questions. Let me touch on Power BI. I've said a lot about Excel, but why is Power BI important? Power BI is almost 10 years old. So for those who don't know, it's been in the system for a while. The last time I checked, more than half of the banks now have Power BI teams. In fact, some of the ministries, there's one in charge of petroleum or something like that reporting. They report in Power BI. The reason is that beyond the things that we can do in Excel, Power BI offers a lot of options for sharing and collaboration. So it's preferred, especially when you work in teams. Is that you with me? So in the steps we are going to learn, we are going to break down the process into 5. Step 1, we'll learn how to get data. Power Query, the one I just showed you in Excel, is also in Power BI. So if you learn how to use Power Query in Excel, you are off to a good start. Power BI can help you apply what you learned in Excel. It's basically the same job. How do we get the data, connect, transform, and then load it to work with? Are you with me? Then we will connect tables. In this case, where we have register and payroll, we create something like a data model to make our work easier. We'll learn how to calculate using DAX in Power BI. Then we'll learn how to visualize. Now, all of us are going to start with Power BI Desktop. That is free. Unlike Excel, where you have to buy a license, Power BI Desktop is free. So next week, Saturday, in fact, before the class even starts, in the classroom, I'll show you how to go and download Power BI Desktop. You don't have it already. You don't even need to sign in. You can learn all the 4 steps in Power BI Desktop. When we are done with the Power BI Desktop, what we are going to learn is how do we publish and then share to our team members, share and create apps out of it, embed in PowerPoint and all that. Okay, so that will be our icing this season. We'll learn how to publish to collaborate, publish to embed, and then publish to the web. Are you on the same page? So the menu for Power BI is this. We'll try to finish this in 5 Saturdays and then explore the Power BI service. The reason we are doing this is that we want to write the Power BI certification, PL300, in the next quarter. 25% of the marks come from Power BI service. So for those who want to write that exam, we want to do all the modules proper. Then in the 3rd quarter, July, that class is going to be purely Q&A. We have compiled over 300 past questions. So after this foundation, when you come to class, we are solving questions. Even if you won't write the exam, that approach will help you really understand some of the concepts well. That's why we are doing this. Right? Somebody's imagining this thing you are showing me in blue. How does Power BI look like? Power BI looks like this. Are you with me? So this is Power BI Desktop. That HR data you just saw is what we have used to create this simple HR dashboard. So you can see NS is displaying, okay, this is Bernard's data. So when I switch to Bernard, you see Bernard's details there. It's a very simple Power BI Desktop. You can build an HR report like this. You can build it for individuals. You can build it for the organization. Okay. Like I said, you will learn how to publish when you are done. All the things I mentioned, tables, the data model, and all those things are here. Power BI is pretty easy to learn, but very powerful skill to have. Are you on the same page? Now, you will notice that one of the outputs is when you are done creating your work. Let me show you something quickly. There's something we now call Power BI storytelling. For those who do monthly reporting, at the end of every month, you are creating 12 PowerPoint slides for your 12 branches. Guess what? You can create that report in Power BI, embed it, and then use slices to switch between the months, all in one slide. Okay, so I'm trying to show you a demo of that. So that when you do your Power BI reports, you don't have to create 12 slides every time. That slide can be on standby. So what you just saw, have you seen it? What platform am I in now? PowerPoint. Have you seen the same report you saw in Power BI is now in PowerPoint? In fact, the interaction is also live. So if I'm doing a presentation at the end of the month, and it's the same template that they need, the data would update and give me May's data, right? Earlier, you saw me switch. You saw me switch from NS to Bernard, right? But I've opened PowerPoint. Okay, I can switch from NS to Bernard using PowerPoint. For some reason, the projection is interrupting the. So let me go off and then do it from here. So this is PowerPoint. Okay, if I switch to Bernard, right? Even though this is PowerPoint, it's reading the data right in PowerPoint for my presentations. That's the future. Are we aligned? Okay. So please, if you have capacity, I would encourage you, if you have capacity, to do both. But if you don't have capacity, you can start with Excel or you can start with Power BI. Whatever choice you make, we are not making any assumptions. We are starting from scratch. Are you with me? Yes. Please go ahead.
So if one is starting with Excel, I mean, just because of time constraints, is there another session running after this where the person can then switch over to? Or are there
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, like I indicated, we already had a plan for the year. So next quarter we are going to do PL 300, and then fourth quarter we do SQL. However, we are working on creating online content for the things that we do live. I discussed that with Leslie last time. So hopefully by August, we want to launch a Finex online portal so that those who miss some of the modules can go back and then take the lessons while we continue with the live sessions. So that is the arrangement that we have so that we can kill two birds with one stone. Okay.
Thank you.
Now let's discuss logistics, how we are going to learn, and then I'll take your questions. Okay, so all the questions, please note them. Let's briefly discuss how we are going to learn. I'm basically going to go over the brochure. This guy. So please give me a minute. In the meantime, let me take questions. I'm trying to retrieve the brochure. If there are any questions, I can take them now.
Hello, Bernard.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yep. So I want to find out whether the alumni discount is still on.
Alumni discount is still on. So for those who are joining us for the first time, we have a very vibrant alumni community. And like I said, because of how we learn and teach, our alumni are allowed to come back every time. So honorable mention, Kwame Okusu, Kwame has been, but he's part of the board of directors. Yes, his face is on the wall. So Kwame has been with us from season, if you like, 4. My screen. BC is here, Yvonne is here, Leslie is here, me is here. All of them are here. We encourage you to be part of the community. That's how Finex is. So usually for alumni, we give you 50% off when you're coming back first time, second time, third time, you start learning for free. Okay. So alumni discount is still very active. Okay, let me quickly go through the brochure. I'm sure you've seen this several times, but maybe you have some questions, something that didn't make sense. I'll just use the next 5 minutes. So this is what we shared with you, season 18, focusing on Python in Excel, Copilot. Okay, I've already showed you why you have to learn with us, our community. This is Yvonne. This is Osbert. Okay, this is the content for Excel. This is the, so we describe what Copilot, but you've seen it in action. Yeah. Good. Python in Excel, you've seen it in action. Okay. Okay, this is the content for data analytics. Okay, this is your subscription plan. 3,500 for the 2, 2,000 for 1, 10% discount referral. Alumni 50%. Okay, this we don't change them. They say our prices. We are doing charity work, so God willing, maybe. But I'm here for the timetable. I'm here for the timetable. So what's going to happen is after today, we will send classroom codes to those who have signed up. So today's an open class. Sometimes we know from experience people want to see before they commit. It's fine. Because we know what we do, we are okay with an open class. So if you commit, we'll send you class codes. Now the class codes will admit you to the Google Classroom. I'll show you the Google Classroom and how it works. Over there, you get resources, playback videos, and then your assignments and capstones will be loaded there. Every content in the Google Classroom, you have access for life. Are you with me? So Excel's class is 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Please be on time because we go live exactly at 9. You know, some people online, they get ready at 9. So to be fair to them, we have to start so that we reduce the interruption, sitting down, pulling chairs and all those things. So if we are here 8:45 max, we settle, we start at 9 o'clock, start the recording. Okay, we'll take a break at 10:30. It's a snack break. So 15 minutes, 10:30 to 10:45. We stretch. There are snacks for in person. If you are home, you take snacks at your home. Okay. Then we convene at 10:45. Then we run all the way to 12. Okay, for the Excel model. The same content is streamed live. Then for those who are doing Power BI, we give you 1 hour break from 12 to 1. Again, if you are here, you get lunch. Okay, so 12 to 1, then 1 to 4, we do Power BI. But there will be a break at 2:30. Again, 2:30 to 2:45 for stretching. And then we conclude from 2:45 to 4. That's how we are going to do this. So the next class is next week, Saturday, which is class 1. Today doesn't count. This is 0. Okay. So from May to 31st is the 5 Saturdays. Are we good? So that's how we are going to do it. Now, quickly, let me show you the Google Classroom, and then I'll take your questions. So when you get the code, okay. I'll go through this later, but in detail. But let me show you something. So this is how we learn. When you get the code, it will be sent latest by Thursday. You go to classroom.google.com and then you sign in with the class code. So if you have joined us previously, you would already see some old classrooms here. Are you with me? So when you go, this is the last one we just did, Data Analytics with Excel Season 17. So when you go inside, you see that there is Stream. Stream is where we post announcements. When you post announcements, you receive them in your email, right? If you also have questions, you come here and type. The teachers who are in the classroom will receive email alerts to come and assist. Okay, so this is that. Now, when you go to the classroom and you are joining online, anytime it's 9 o'clock for Excel, you come to the classroom and you click on this button, join. Then you connect live. So we are not going to be sending you links to join every Saturday. Once you're in the classroom, every Saturday you come, you click on the button, you connect with us live. Are we there? Then there's classwork. Please, the classwork, this is where we will load. So we start from 0, topic 1. Then we go to topic 2, topic 3, topic 4, all the way to topic 5. Each topic will have a playback video plus extra resources if there were. So maybe there was a PDF of shortcuts that we discussed in the class to be added. I hope you are with me. Then when you are done, we'll give you 2 weeks to do your project. We call it a capstone. So when you submit the capstone, then we give you a certificate and then you come into the Finex community as a way of welcoming you. That is your journey. Are you with me? So we are going to learn using the Google Classroom. We've tried this for the last 7, 8 years. It's been very okay, right? So imagine creating content live and then having that content as a resource. So we encourage you to come to class, ask your questions. In a normal class, we don't leave anybody behind. The pace is very slow. Okay, so you take your time, you practice, and then you come along. So I beg you, this is an investment of just 5 Saturdays that will make a change in your life. You could be watching EPL, but even the betting crowd, I'm not sure you are winning. So just 5 Saturdays in May is an investment of your time and resource. Please come to class. Don't let people ask the questions for you to view during playback. I encourage you, even if the playback video is available, come to the class and then hear yourself in the playback. Are you with me? So that we create the content together, and then at the end of the 5 Saturdays, you should be fine. So I'll pause here, and then I'll take your questions. So we've covered Finex Skills Hub, we've covered the content, we've covered logistics, right? If you have any questions, please feel free, and we'll be happy to answer. Thank you. So online, in person, any questions?
So if one had only registered for the Excel, it's not too late to do so for the Power BI.
No, it's not too late. So you can change your mind now. That's what the orientation does. Because like I said, people don't see this. So it is their VLOOKUP Excel that they are coming with. In this community, we don't even do VLOOKUP, they'll tell you. So you can still change your mind, you can top up if you want to. But truth is that people are able to do the two. It's not as if it's beyond. Leslie has done 2 before. That's it. So
even for novices.
Even for novices, right? Because like I said, we take a very 101 approach. Nothing intimidating. And you have Monday to Friday to fill in and practice. As for what we will do as teachers, I promise you we'll do 100%. As for yours, I can't control it. If you practice and you come along, you'll be fine. So that is that. You can always top up if you want to. Any other question? Now, while we wait for the next question, let me talk about versions, Excel. The Excel version I am using is Microsoft 365. You see yours by going to File, Account. Right? So go to File and Account. Click on File and then click on Account. Right? You see your version here. Please, if you can, Microsoft 365 is the best because Copilot, Python in Excel, dynamic array functions are all served in that modern version. The cost is $9, I think, a month. But you can, what we do is that you can pay for the annual, so 9 times 12, and then share with 5 people. So the last time 5 people came together, for the year, you are paying $450 because of the exchange rates. It may have come down. So let's budget out 400 cedis. 1 year access to Microsoft 365. That's one option. So that when you own it, you know you can use it for life, at least for 1 year renewable. For most of you, your companies already have Microsoft 365 licenses. I've seen that with IT people. They bought the license, but they are not sharing the license. So on Monday, when you go to the office, ask your IT guy, if you are signing in with atyourcompany.com with your Microsoft apps, ask if you have access to Microsoft 365. They will let you know. And then assign the license if it's available. Are you with me? Okay. If all fails, I hope it doesn't. What we are trying to do is we are trying to create trial versions where you log in with dummy emails. right? So that you can experience the learning. But unfortunately, that one is a short trial. So for the learning, Freddie and Daniel are working on a system to help those who may not be able to do the first two options. You get a trial version to at least experience Copilot and Python. The thing is, Copilot and Python is class number 5. If you have 2016 and above, you can comfortably join the class. So it is not as if you don't have Microsoft 365, don't come to the class. Please, I hope you understand. So try and get the installation, but if you cannot, please, at least 2016 above is going to be fine. Even though we prefer a more recent version, 2021, 2019, that will help. Are we good? Okay. So whatever you decide, you can send me a WhatsApp message after the class. We'll follow up next steps from there. Any question, please?
Bernard,
Yes, sir.
mine is Microsoft 365, but I don't have Copilot.
Okay, it can happen. So you have to ensure that you have updated one. So when you come to accounts, please check and be sure that this update is pointing to the latest edition. So after the class, run an update connected to the internet. Right? If Copilot is available, you see the icon pop up here. Again, sometimes you may have installed Microsoft 365, but an older version of Excel is running the show. It happens.
Okay.
So get an IT guy to configure, take off the old version, and then sometimes it shows up here, switch account. So also check here if you can switch accounts, if you have more than one account running, and then choose the latest one. Are we good? Okay. So you have Monday to Friday to figure that out. Any other? Power BI, please. Between now and Friday, this is what you should do. Those using Windows, go to Microsoft Store. This one. So you click on Microsoft Store, right? When Microsoft Store pops up, come here and then search for Power BI Desktop. Okay? It takes about, depending on your internet speed, about 5 to 10 minutes to download. So you search for Power BI, please add the desktop. Okay? And you click on Install. I already have installed, so it's showing installed. Right? We'll need this before the first class on Saturday, God willing. So you have Monday to Friday to get this done. Is that okay? Okay. Question time, please.
So please, I want to ask you.
Please go ahead.
Please, I want to know how much we need to top up to get to be added to the Power BI class after paying for the Excel.
So just subtract the difference from 3,005.
It's 3,005. Okay.
So 3,005 minus what you paid is the top up.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Ben. Yes, I need more information on that because I got lost. In terms of the combination of the two, how much is the price? How much are you quoting here?
So it should have been 4,000, but we have given a discount of 500. So the two is 3,500. So let's say if you pay 2,000. Yes, if you pay 2,000 already, you just add 1,005, and then you should be fine.
And this is for the five class, right?
Yes. So you get Excel 5, Power BI 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Fantastic. So thank you for coming. Really appreciate the decision to invest, not just the money. As for the money, you chop it, but the time.
Bernard.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to confirm. So for Power BI, it is from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
1 o'clock
Saturday
to
in person
yes, yes, in person and online.
and online. All right.
Yeah.
So you can choose to be there or you can choose to do it at home.
Exactly. So you can come to East Legon or you can do it at the comfort of your home. Either way, it works.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Right. So, people, thank you so much for coming. We hope to see you next week, Saturday. We appreciate our old students. Is Yvonne still on the phone?
Hello, Bernard.
now.
Bernard, I'm here.
Hello, Bernard.
Okay, so Yvonne, let me take Gideon and I'll come to you. Yes, Gideon.
Please, can you share your contact?
My contact is 0244
0244
78
78
23
23.
56.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Can you say that again? 0244
78
78
23
23
56.
56.
So
Thank
let's talk on that. Okay. So we usually have this ritual. One of our old students will say hello and then share her experience with you. Like I said, every new season is not just new students. They are old and new students. So in-house, there's Leslie, there's Kwame, there's me, online, Issy, Yvonne, and all the people I can't see are there. So Yvonne, you can say hello and then we'll round up.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Yvonne. I've been learning with Finex for a few years now, or quite a lot. I can't remember what season I joined, Bernard. I think it was it 7?
Actually, it was season 4.
Okay. Showing my
Yes.
age. Yeah. So I joined in season 4 when we were studying at the university in Legon. I've now moved on mainly to online. I have done some in-person as well at the center, but currently I'm a bit stressed or unavailable, so I've switched to online. But yeah, it's been an enjoyable journey. I've learned quite a bit. The Finex team have been very helpful because I've always, had a chance to work with them or ask them questions, ask them for help for various things that I do concerning my work. There are a couple of people that I'd like to mention, Bernard, if you can get them to also say something. Bissy and Helen. I've actually known the two of them for a very long time. We studied accountancy together, SEMA, and they've all joined us, as part of the Finex team as well. So maybe Bissy and Helen would also like to talk about their experiences with Finex. Thanks very much.
Yes. Hello, Bissy. Hello, Ellen. Nice to have you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us. Proud to be part of Finex. Done lots of learning. Did a financial modeling certification with them. Lots of help. I've reached out to various members when I've also needed help with solving work solutions. So thanks to Ferdy and Daniel as well, who've also helped me with that, and Priscilla, Ernest as well, because I had lots of help and support with the financial modeling. So with all of the team, I hope I've mentioned you, Priscilla, as well. So yeah, it's been for me, I see it as my lifelong learning. I could be playing bingo or watching TV, but obviously the learning is so much more important. And I like the fact that it's interactive and that you actually are doing rather than just sitting and observing. So for me, it's a great investment in time.
Thank you so much, BC. Thank you for your support all these years as well. Helen, it's been a while. We hear from you, and then I guess you can round up. Hi, Helen.
I'm always in the background. Hello. It's online somehow, so I am keeping in touch even though I'm not vocal. But yes, I have experienced a lot of support from Finex and a lot of learnings. Even the it's a community that you keep learning from. I see all the personal celebrations as well. So you can understand how much of a bigger community, a wider community it is. And that helps, that lets you know that there's an investment in you progressing as an individual, professionally and personally. So very proud and happy to be part of something big and this progressive. And I'm hoping that it's going to be, continue to grow in that vein. So thank you, and looking forward to this session.
Fantastic. So good to hear from you. So these are old students, and truth is that our old students are very supportive. They've been very supportive in even bringing us to this our current location. For those in person, the chairs and tables you are sitting on were sponsored by our old students. That's the community we have. So it's not just learning. The tagline for Finex is learn, connect, and grow. Right? So it's a network that I think you find very useful. Okay, Loretta, I'll take you and then we'll round up. Hi, Loretta. Okay, so maybe we'll catch Loretta after class. Guys, so this will be made available, this recording will be made available in the classroom via our YouTube channel. So by Sunday afternoon, please check it. If you missed anything, you should be able to access it from there. Are we good? Yes, please, your question.
Yeah, I heard some of the